tolerance is what's really causing folks a lot of angst, a lot of challenges, just because it is a very difficult issue. Children, parents, and I'm telling you this because I want you to know that I appreciate the job you're doing. And I think most of my colleagues appreciate the job you're doing, and we are thankful for it. But this zero tolerance issue is what's driving people crazy, so to speak, really emotional. I have with me here, and I'm going to ask the chair to give me the opportunity to submit this for the record, a statement from governors, about 10 governors that have essentially declined to send their troops to the border. And the major reason they cite is family separation. And this is the one issue that's causing a lot of Americans a lot of anxiety. So I just wanted to make sure I told you so you can understand that I personally appreciate the job you do. Mexico is California's biggest trading partner. Drug issues are big issues in my district, like they are around the country. We want to fix them, and we want to make sure that America is a great place for all Americans to live. And so, again, I just wanted to thank you for the good job you do. And finally, you know, I was noticing you, serious note here. You said you seized about 11,000 pounds of marijuana.
The National Guard, yes.
The National Guard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And, you know, my policy question is now that cannabis is fully legal in California, and cannabis is probably legal one way or another in more than 50%, you know, population in this country, more than 50% of the population lives under a jurisdiction where cannabis is legal. I'm just trying to figure out how we address that when it comes to your job.
And sir, in Arizona, my agents have seized actually 125,000 pounds of marijuana.
Coming or going?
Coming into the United States. So the issue is we've had a 65% reduction in the amount of marijuana that comes across the borders for various reasons. Medical marijuana, recreational laws passed in the United States, but still a sizable amount of that contraband coming in. But notwithstanding, I think also that the criminal organizations are going to change their business model at some point in time, and we're starting to see evidence of that, of them reverting more to the hard drugs, because that's going to be the future. We've had spikes in methamphetamine seizures, cocaine is coming back up, heroin, and of course the big fear is the fentanyl issues with the opioids coming across the border. So I think there's a lot of work that we all have to do together, and that's why I say I really welcome their support, because if they can give me greater situational awareness, if they can do some of the jobs that won't tie my people into camera rooms, that frees us up is to make that interdiction. And
in conclusion, Madam Chair, I just want to say, look forward to working with you. Make sure you're successful in stopping those kinds of hard drugs and other paraphernalia coming into the U.S. Thank you very much, sir.
Gentleman kneels back. If you don't mind divulging, I have one more last quick question. Is that all right? So I just want to ask you, Chief Karish, I'm really remain concerned about the retention issues, both within Border Patrol and our CBP officers. And some of the elements, I mean, we've seen this in the military too, when you're undermanned and the mission is intense and there's no relief in sight, or you start doing more and more things outside your core competency, you can find this sort of spiraling down in retention, right? Because things keep getting worse, and then more people leave, and then things get worse. In any way, are you seeing any shift with morale and retention specifically related to the National Guard deployment, so that there's a little bit of a pressure relief that could maybe start us going in a better direction?
Well, first of all, I've had the opportunities to talk to the guardsmen that are in Tucson, actually in trying to recruit. I think that that's going to be a valuable tool for CBP and the Border Patrol throughout, is to try to recruit. And not only for them, but to also reach out to family members, because they're going back to their locations. I think this is going to be a good opportunity for us, is to do it. Yes, we've got some efficiencies that we've got to do in our hiring, is to get the additional people on board. And key to that is also making sure that we retain the officers and agents that we have, because oftentimes we can't offer a lot of the locations maybe that other federal agencies, and I'm talking about living cities to live in, but we can make up with that also in some type of incentives to make sure that the employee feels valued, feels appreciated, that he's given time in a certain area.
But are you seeing with the guard deployment that just a little bit of the pressure relief of the undermanned demands and people being able to be more in their core competency instead of vehicle maintenance or camera or whatever, I know you probably haven't measured it.
No, we haven't. I mean, but based on the conversations that I've had with our workforce, it's been very positive. Okay. I believe the last statistics that I heard this year also is that our hiring will actually eclipse our attrition this year, which is going to be helpful. So every little bit that we can do is going to continue to help us on that front.
Fantastic. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for letting me divulge there. I want to thank the witnesses for all your valuable testimony and all your service, and the members for their questions. The members of the committee may have some additional questions for you. We'll ask you to respond to these in writing. Pursuant to Committee Rule 7E, the hearing record will be held open for 10 days, and without objection, the committee stands adjourned.